Hello, my name is Rachel McVeigh, and this is my article presentation for AEP 855, Many More Miles, Gender Equity. Despite enormous progress made in ensuring equal educational opportunities since the passage of Title IX in 1972, much work remains if we are to achieve full gender equity among our nation's students. From primary school to elementary to high school, then on to higher education, a common concern or reminder is the need for educational well-being of both sexes. Notions of femininity and masculinity, learned by everyone, begins with the pink and blue receiving blankets still used in hospitals today. The facts are, nearly all school shootings, fatal school shootings, are committed by boys. Women still make up only a very small percentage of seats in the House and the Senate. More than 93% of the inmates in prison and jail are male. Women make up a very small percentage of boards in Fortune 500 companies. In 2010, 55% of college graduates were female. The average 11th grade boy writes at the same level as the average 8th grade girl, and boys read worse on all levels than girls. And the life expectancy of men is 73 years as opposed to 79 years for women. It is obvious that gender equity is a human issue and not just a woman's issue. We need to get past the idea that education is this zero-sum game where if one sex steps forward, another steps back. Schools must regularly review their policies and procedures and programs for evidence of gender bias and discrimination. Piaget's cognitive developmental theory supports the theory that young children ages 3 to 6 are in the pre-operational stages of thinking, so they focus on what they see, thus forming stereotypes that are observable characteristics. Early educators know that young children are susceptible to forming stereotypes should do these things. They should help children get along with one another. They should try to combat discrimination and promote tolerance, respect, and appreciation for all others. Early educators can decrease stereotyping in young children by beginning with their own self-awareness and observation. Demonstrate to young children that stereotypes will not be supported and encourage children to feel good about themselves. Talking openly with young children about the strengths of diversity and the bad effects of prejudice. And they should also provide a model that is open of awareness. Research indicates that boys and girls are treated differently within the classroom, both elementary and secondary classrooms. It appears that the sex of the teacher has very little to do with student outcome, but it continues to be the sex of the student that warrants the difference. What can educators do to help alleviate this problem? They can conduct classroom observations to determine the degree of equity that exists in student and teacher interactions, and they should also conduct training to alert teachers to bias in their interactions and help them develop skills to ensure greater equity. What may be able to make the most difference in gender equity change is teacher training. Preparing future teachers with an understanding of gender roles will result in better academic and social learning for girls and boys, thus equip them better for life. A systemic approach with high-quality instruction and supportive follow-up that encourages girls and boys to follow their talents without the barriers of gender roles will help improve gender equity within the future. Classrooms that are set up to identify and approach different learning styles where all students can experience success will help create an atmosphere of optimum learning for all. Teachers that equally value the differences in all students using instructional techniques that accommodate learning for all will help build students' self-esteem to become productive adults in whatever career preference, regardless of gender, thus becoming a leader within their own life. Scholars used to ask, can women lead? But now the primary research question is, are there really leadership style and effectiveness differences between men and women? Writers of the mainstream press assert that there are gender differences in leadership styles, and women's leadership is more effective in contemporary society. But many academic researchers have a greater diversity in their views. Many argue that gender has little or no relationship to leadership styles and effectiveness. I guess it's up to us to make the change. All children should be able to learn in both their preferred and non-preferred modes. To be the next leaders, they need to experience equal access to all educational forums. They need to feel valued. They need to feel heard. And educators are the ones who can help make this difference for all students. Only when we view all with a blind eye and an open mind can true equalization occur. I use many different sources for my article presentation, and they are all listed on the back. Thank you very much.